Hello guys, so we are back again. Okay, and today we will try to finish the rest of the comprehensions. Okay, as much we can cover, as we will do as much comprehensions as we can. We have covered 3 2 means about 6 or 7 comprehensions in our recent videos. Okay, so let's move on to this 8th comprehension. Okay, this is the 8th comprehension, which is as follows. Let me read this. It says a into f of mu is less than 0. Okay, is the necessary and sufficient condition for a particular real number mu to lie between the roots of a quadratic equation. Okay, okay, f of x equals to 0 where f of x equals to ax square plus bx plus c. Again, if f of mu1 into f of mu2 is less than 0, then exactly one of the root will lie between mu1 and mu2. Now let's just evaluate what does this mean. Why it has been written a into f of mu less than 0? That is the curiosity point. Curiosity. Okay, sorry for my for some error in my English. Further on, here you can see we don't know the sign, so we write a into f of mu. Okay, it is telling for a point to lie inside parabola, f of mu, a into f of mu should be less than 0. Mu can be any number. Okay, and we already know from the location of the root that this is the condition. Okay, so we are just means fine with this. There's nothing new we saw here. F of x is equals to 0. Okay, and where f of x they have given this, and f of mu1 into mu2. What this means, f1 mu1 into mu2 is less than 0, means some f of mu1 is means either any one of them will be positive and one will be negative, then only it will be positive into negative. So one root will exist between f1 and f mu2. Okay, then exactly one root will lie between mu1 and mu2. That is what they are telling. Okay, further now let's see the first question from this problem. Okay, from this comprehension, which says if mod of b is greater than mod of a plus c, then the options are as follow. One root of f of x equals to 0 is positive, the other is negative. Okay, exactly one root of f of x equals to 0 lies in minus 1 to 1. One lies between the roots of f of x is equals to 0. Fourth, both the roots of f of x equals to 0 are less than 1. Okay, so now let me take a page. Now what they are telling, they are telling mod b is what is greater than mod a plus c. Okay, let's square both the side. We are getting, okay, squaring is the only option we have here. Now you can see a square plus a square minus b square format, so let's apply it. The other reason for doing it, because we see we can form f of a and like that stuff. Okay, sorry, it will be like this. Okay, now we are getting a plus c minus b. Okay, we are getting a plus c plus b. Okay, less than 0. Now if f of x was ax square plus bx plus c, put x is equals to 1, we get a plus b plus c. Put x is equals to minus 1, we get a minus b plus c. Okay, so what this means, it means f of 1 into f of minus 1 is less than 0. Okay, let me draw parabola. If the parabola is like this, okay, sorry, if the parabola, let me take the line here. Okay, now if it is minus 1 and if it is 1, okay, if it is greater than 0 and if it is less than 0, then there should be one root between 1 and minus 1. Okay, now let's see the options. Okay, let's see the options. The options, they are telling one root of f of x equals to 0 is positive, the other is negative. Okay, this is wrong, because we know there will be only one root. Okay, there is no point in us telling positive or negative. Okay, second is the answer. Exactly one of the root of f of x equals to 0 lies in minus 1 to 1. One lies between the root of f of x equals to 0. Okay, the root lies between these, one lies between the roots of the, that doesn't make sense. Okay, both the roots are the less than. Okay, the second is the answer. Let me write here, second is the answer. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, the next thing which we have, okay, from this thing, from this comprehension is, this is b part. Okay, this is the b part. Okay, it is as follow. If a into a plus b plus c is less than 0, okay, while a plus b plus c into c is greater than 0, then first option is one root is less than 0, the other is greater than 1. Exactly one of the root is lies in 0 comma 1. Okay, and the next thing what they are telling is both the roots lies in 0 comma 1 and at least one of the root lies in 0 comma 1. Okay, further now let's proceed this problem. Now we have a into f of 1. Okay, now you should be comfortable with identifying that is this f of 1. And now what they are telling here is f of 1 into f of 0. Let me prove this. F of x is ax square plus bx plus c. Put x equals to 0, we get c. Okay, we get c. Okay, so f of 1 into f of 0 is what? Greater than 0. Okay, now let me remind you this one thing. What they have told is the necessary condition for any point. Okay, it is less than 0. Okay, for this parabola. Okay, so for f of 0, okay, a into f of 0 should also be less than 0. Okay, now but it is less than 0 and this is also less than 0. Okay, now if a parabola is like this, okay, and we are getting f of 1 and here it will be 0 and f of 1, both are negative. What does it mean? They lie inside the parabola. Okay, both the roots lie in 0 comma 1. Okay, one root. Okay, there you go. See this, one root is less than 0 and the other root is greater than 1. Okay, so 1 is the answer. 1 is the answer. Okay, 1 is the answer, because we came to know that one root is less than 0 and the other root is greater than 1. Okay, by this. And how do you came to know? From the given condition a into f of mu is less than 0. Okay, so just be alert in the comprehensions. They can attack you from any point, so just read the comprehensions carefully and be alert. Okay, this is third part of this comprehension. Okay, the third part is as follow. If a plus b plus c into c is less than 0, okay, and a into a plus b plus c is greater than 0, then again one root is less than 0, other root is greater than 1, one root lies in minus infinity to 0 and other in 0 comma 1, both the roots lie in 0 comma 1, fourth is one root lies in 0 comma 1 and the other in 1 comma infinity. Now let's proceed. What we can do, this is what? F of 1 into f of 0. What it is less than 0. Further on, f of 1 into a, it is what they have given, it is greater than 0. Now what do you see? It is greater than, but we can tell here from the comprehension that a into f of 0, okay, a into f of 0 is less than 0. A into f of 0 is less than 0. Okay, now it is greater than 0 and it is less than 0. Okay, so let me draw the parabola. What does it means? Okay, what does it means? 1 will be lie here and 0 will lie here. Okay, it is less than 0. Okay, it is negative while it is positive. Okay, so one root will lie between this. Now root, how can the root lie? We don't know the parabola, about the parabola information. Okay, we just got the condition, the root can lie from minus infinity to 0. Okay, from in this thing. Okay, because it can lie inside, the parabola can also be like that. Okay, or the second root can lie from 0 to 1. Okay, so first root can lie from minus infinity to 0 and the second root can lie from 0 to 1. Is there any option? One root is less than 0 and the other root is greater than 1. No, that is not right. One root lies in minus infinity to 0 and the other root is 0 to 1. Okay, so second is the answer. Okay guys, second is the answer. Okay, so hope you have understand. The main concept was using the a into f of mu. Okay, so this question tells you what? This question tells you that if they have given you means inside a quadratic inside any term is less than 0, you can use it in different formats to solve a problem. That was the key catch in this problem. Let's move on the further. This is the next comprehension, which is 8th comprehension, which is as follow. Mod of small p, okay, small p x square plus qx plus r modulus is less than equal to mod capital P x square capital qx plus capital R for all x belonging to R, and d equals to, d means small d for this quadratic, q small q square minus 4 p small p into R. Well, modulus means big discriminant d of this quadratic is capital Q square minus 4 into capital P into capital R is greater than 0. Okay, now the first question for this comprehension is as follows: which of the following must be true? Okay, now just forget about the options, just see what I am telling. You are already familiar with drawing the modulus quadratic graphs. Okay, although we don't know the things, but we can predict its graph. It will be something like that. For the small, I'm talking, it will move up like this. Okay, Further on, the next will be like that only. Okay, it will also come like that. Okay, something like that. Okay, okay, they will cut. They are means they are positive. Okay, they will be moving upward. These points will be minus d by 4a, okay, or minus b by 2a. Okay, now they are telling the both quadratic equation are less than equal to. Okay, now if that stuff and they are equal, so this can only be possible if their roots are equal. Okay, when such condition in means appears. Okay, okay, when such conditions appears that two quadratic equations are given in modulus and they are telling that they are less than equal or greater than equal to, it means that roots must be same. Two roots are common. Okay, so and you must know that if a quadratic equation, listen, ax square plus bx plus c is given. Okay, although I should not teach this, but I am teaching it. Okay, if you don't know this, the next step which I will do can make you blunder. Okay, so I don't want to create blunders. Okay, further on, I can write it like alpha plus beta, okay, into x minus alpha plus beta plus alpha into beta, okay, equal to 0. Further, what I can, x minus alpha and x minus beta. Okay, so this stuff, okay, how this stuff came, so I have taught. Okay, I have explained it. Although you should know because we have done in previous question this stuff. Okay, now see how we will means apply this thing. The roots are same, so I will bring this small p. Okay, this x minus alpha, okay, x minus beta, roots are same. Okay, this is small modulus p. Okay, sorry for the handwriting. Okay, this is capital P. Okay, this is x minus alpha. Okay, x minus beta. Okay, now these things are same, we can eliminate them. This small p should be less than equal to mod p. Is there any option? Yes, second is the answer. Second is the answer. Okay, now let's move on further to the next question of this comprehension. I think there are two questions only from this comprehensions. Okay, so let's see the second question, what it is asking. Which of the following must be true? Okay, the first is small d is less than equal to. Okay, so these are the option. Nothing means they are similar to the first one, but you have to find the relation. Okay, now if you remember the graph, let me take the graph again. The graph is like this, and what I have told that the roots are common for this thing to occur. Now if the roots are common and the means the quadratic are same, okay, so the d means the maximum value. Okay, okay, the maximum value in for this parabola, it will become minimum value. Okay, there we integrated, so minus d by 4a, okay, should be same. So let's apply this condition. So minus, I will take the small one, minus d1 upon 4a1, okay, should be less than equal to minus d2 upon 4a2. Okay, now the modulus will do nothing but they will remain as what is, small q square minus 4pr, 4, this was p, okay, small p, and this whole modulus. Moving on further, this is what, capital Q square minus 4pr upon 4 into capital P. Okay, now what we can get from this, we came to know that these two are greater than 0. Okay, and we have already told that these two quadratics are same. Okay, okay, so their the discriminant must be same. Okay, so the discriminant must be same, so we can let's write the, sorry, the discriminant will not be same. Okay, although their maximum value means d value should be same, means minus d by 4 should be same as the roots are same. Okay, so what we can do, we can write it as small d, we want the relation, into 4 can cancel out, we can write it as modulus small p, okay, into modulus d should be less than capital this and capital P. Okay, so if I do one thing, if I would do one thing, let me do this. Okay, okay, if you remember from the previous problem, we have came to know the conclusion that small mod p is less than equal to, means they are equal, so we can eliminate them. So what relation we are getting? Okay, although you can also take it that they are also less than equal to, so it doesn't, we cannot we can also eliminate them, we do not consider them although they exist. Okay, so we can conclude from this part that D is less than equal to mod D. Okay, these questions you cannot directly solve, I'm telling it. No matter how many concept you they are teach you in classes. Okay, this question if appears first time, it is fresh to you, you cannot solve this question in single attempt. You should have once this problem should have once appear in front of you while solving this, means while tackling with problems from this chapter. If you are not seen this problem and it appears in the exam, then it will consume your time, and for in such exam time is crucial, so don't invest your time in such problems. Okay, it is not, you cannot easily predict such problems. Okay, let's move on to the next question. And here what is the answer? First is the answer. Okay, okay, okay. Now see this is 10th comprehension. Okay, so this is the 10th comprehension. Consider the equation x raised to 4 plus 2ax cube plus x square plus 2ax plus 1 equal to 0, where a belongs to R. Okay, the comprehension is done. Nothing great in comprehension. They have given a biquadratic, means double quadratic. Okay, they have given us a double quadratic. Okay, nothing much. The first question which is asked for this comprehension is, if equation has at least two distinct positive real roots, then all possible values of a are. Okay, we want to find the all possible values of a. Okay, options are minus infinity to minus 1 by 4, 5 by 4 to infinity, third is minus infinity to minus 3 by 4, and the last one is none of these. Okay, now first thing which you can see that if I divide throughout by x square, what I get? X square plus 2ax plus 1 plus 2a by x plus x square. Okay, 1 by x square. Okay, 1 by x square should be equal to 0. Now if I take this here, now here all the thing is all the problems, means in this question the starting is depend on your basic 9th-10th mathematics. If your 9th-10th mathematics is strong, you can analyze how we can make this. Okay, and your 50% job or 40% job is done. Okay, then we can further move on. Now you see something like x square plus 1 by x square. Okay, so we can form a plus b the whole square formula by taking here these two terms will cancel out in the end, so we just want 2 and minus 2, so this will become 1 upon 1 by x. If I add plus 2 and minus 2, when I will add minus 2, plus 2 will be used to make this perfect square. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. Okay, so just be alert, otherwise you will do some silly mistake and the answer will be just a magic. Okay, which will waste your time, then you have to recheck the question. Okay, so now let's consider this x plus 1 upon x as t. Okay, let me take the next page. X plus 1 upon x equals to t. Okay, so what thing which will be formed? T square plus 2a t minus 1 should be equal to 0. Okay, now what we can do? Now let's check, let's find the t. Okay, what t we can get? Minus 2a plus minus under root, okay, 4a square minus 4 means plus 4, okay, upon 2. A is 1. What we are getting from here? Minus 2a plus minus, okay, here 2 will cancel, come out, plus 1 upon 2. The 2 will just eliminate, a plus minus under root a square plus 1, okay, upon this. Okay, so we got t. Now put the t value. X plus 1 upon x, okay, is equals to minus a plus under root a square plus 1, or x plus 1 upon x can also be equal to minus a minus under root a square plus 1. Okay, now let's form the quadratic equation, two quadratic equation. X square plus, if I multiply it by x and bring it that side, okay, so so what will happen here? A minus sign will develop. Okay, let me just make a minus sign. Okay, this will be under root a square plus 1 minus a, okay, into x plus 1 should be equal to 0. Further on here we have x square, okay, plus 1, and if it is whole minus, it will become plus a plus under root a square plus 1 into x should be equal to 0. Now it is a biquadratic, let me take its root as alpha comma beta, let me take its root as gamma comma delta. Okay, further on we got that it is a biquadratic. Now the first question which they are asking from this comprehension is as follow. This comprehension is of J about J means it is a J advanced level problem. Okay, the three problems make it of J advanced, make it a J advanced problem. Okay, the first question is, if the equation has at least two distinct positive real roots, then all the, so here there are at least two distinct positive roots, at least मतलब इतना भी या इससे भी ज़्यादा चलेगा. Okay, all possible values of a are. Okay, so positive, so if the roots are positive means distinct positive root, so the root sum should be positive. So here you can see the product of the root is negative. Okay, and here the product of the root is positive, so we are going to deal with this quadratic and we will just ignore this quadratic. Okay, we want this means original roots. Okay, so distinct roots should be greater than 0 for this quadratic. We will apply this condition. Let me take the next page. So what we are getting, a plus under root a square plus 1 the whole square minus 4. Okay, minus 4 should be what, greater than 0. A square plus 2 into a into under root a square plus 1. Okay, plus a square plus 1 minus 4 should be greater than 0. Okay, so what we are getting, a square, we are getting 2a square. Okay, plus, okay, minus 3. Okay, plus 2a under root a square plus 1. Okay, should be greater than 0. Okay, if what should I do further? Okay, if I take this stuff, okay, that side. Okay, no, if I take this stuff, okay, if I take this stuff that side, then my job will be done. Okay, although we need to just get the under root separate. Okay, so 2a square, okay, 2a square minus 3, let me keep it no, let's move that side. Okay, 2a plus under root a square plus 1. Okay, this is greater than, and this will be 3 minus 2a square. Okay, if I square it, what I get, 4a square into a square plus 1. This is greater than 3 minus 2a square. Okay, so what, 4 minus 4 a square plus 2. Okay, a square plus 1. Was there a minus term? No, there was no minus term. There was no minus term, it is straightforward. Okay, so let's do 4a square plus 4a square greater than 3 minus 2a square. Okay, so if I move it that side, we get 6a square plus 4a raised to 4 greater than 3. Okay, so here we are doing some silly mistake. Okay, that's why we are stuck here. Okay, so let's solve it by other way. Okay, let's solve it by either, because further we cannot proceed here. So if we do something like this, a square plus 1, okay, is greater than, okay, 4. Okay, now if I, this is square and this is 2 square. Okay, now if I take under root both the sides, okay, both the terms are a square plus 1, okay, should be greater than 2. So I am getting a square plus 1 should be greater than 2 minus a. If I square it now, I get a square plus 1 should be greater than 4 minus 4a, okay, plus a square. This a square will be eliminated. 4a should be greater than 3. So a should be greater than 3 by 4. What does this mean? Okay, what does this mean and what does it gives us? Okay, a should be greater than 3 by 4. A should be greater than 3 by 4, and the options are this. Okay, let me check. A should be greater than 3 by 4. We are getting a square minus 4 minus 4a, okay, plus 4a. 3, okay, 3 by 4, a is greater than, so a belongs to 3 by 4 to infinity, like this stuff. But all values which we are getting positive, right? So we haven't been done any silly mistake or what, because it's from 3 by 4 to infinity. There is not any option of 3 by 4 to infinity. Okay, this thing was right. Then we take it as t, and then we took it as a. It was negative. Okay, this became positive, and we wanted positive roots. Okay, 3 by 4 to infinity. For distinct that, okay, let's read the question again. The question: at least two distinct positive real roots. Okay, at least two distinct real positive roots. Some of the roots should be positive. Okay, so here if I bring this will be eliminated. Okay, because the roots will be negative. Okay, here we have negative a square under root plus, and here we have positive, both the things, minus a minus, and when I bring that side both becomes plus. Okay, so this thing further on, what do we see? What mistake we are doing? So what mistake we are doing? Okay, let me check. The sum of the root alpha plus beta should be minus. Okay, so it will be minus of this. Okay, if I take minus here, minus of, okay, it will become plus, so it will be under root a square plus 1 minus a, and this will become gamma plus delta will become minus into a plus under root a square plus 1. So here it is negative, and we want the sum of the root to be positive. It has more probability of being positive rather than this this is almost negative. Okay, this is confirm it is negative. Sum of the root is negative. So what we are means we were doing wrong, means we should not do. Although it is means also children should not do this mistake. If we check the sum of the roots from here, we will say it is positive and it is negative. But please don't do that. Take it separately like this. Then you will come to know that which is negative and which is positive. So from here we can say that it can be positive. Okay, while this will be what? Negative. Okay, so for this the sum of the root is positive. Let me solve it again. Okay, so what we have this equation which is saying under root a square plus 1. Okay, minus a should be the whole square minus 4. Okay, b square minus 4a should be what? Greater than 0. Further, now let's square, means let's take this a square plus 1 minus a. Okay, this will go, that side will be 2 square. Taking under root both side, what we are getting? A square plus 1 under root minus a should be greater than 2. Further, under root a square plus 1 should be greater than 2 plus a. If I now square both these side, what I get? A square plus 1, this will be 4 plus 4a, okay, plus a square. A square will cancel out. If I move it that side, minus 3 by 4, okay, so a should be less than, means minus infinity to minus 3 by 4. Is there any option for this? Yes, now our option is matching. Okay, so hope you have understand what was the thing which we were doing wrong. Means when you are considering sum of the roots, just try to consider it separately rather than just taking it from the equations. It can means waste a lot of your time, just like we did this silly mistake, and it's cost us this, you can see it cost us so much time. Okay, so please avoid this mistake in such questions. Okay, so we are done with this question, and third is the answer. Okay, now let's move to the second part of this passage. Okay, which is the B part. Okay, the B part, the question asked in the B part is as follow: if the equation has at least two distinct negative real roots, then all the possible values of A are. Okay, now they are taking at least two distinct negative roots. Okay, now for the sum of the roots alpha plus beta from the earlier thing, this is just the reverse. Okay, so but we will do it again. Okay, So alpha plus beta is negative in this case. A plus, sorry, this was gamma plus delta. It is negative. It is a plus under root a square plus 1. Okay, a square minus a plus under root a square plus 1. Okay, it is negative and the sum should be negative. So we will consider this equation only. From this only we will get our answer, plus a square, a plus under root a square plus 1, okay, into x should be equal to 0. Further on, if I take d, a plus under root a square plus 1 the whole square minus 4 should be what? Minus 4 should be what? Greater than 0. So if I do the same thing again, a square plus 1, okay, should be greater than 2 minus a. Okay, if I square, a square plus 1 should be greater than 4 minus 2a, 4a plus a square. Okay, this a square will nullify, 4a will lead to 3, so a should be greater than. Okay, we have done this. Okay, we should have not done this, but okay, but here from here we are getting 3 by 4 to infinity. Although if you're smart enough, you can just say that it will be just reverse of, because from the sum of the roots you can say it is just, so it can save your time. But we have done it twice, so you have got the complete idea. Okay, what should we do in this for negative and positive roots in such problems. Okay, so 1 is the answer. 1 is the answer. Okay, this was second question. 1 is the answer. Now let's move on, okay, to the third part of this question, which is means it is like this. See, if exactly two roots are positive and two roots are negative, then the number of integral values of a. Okay, they are telling to find the number of integral values of a. Okay, now for this, what t was? X plus 1 upon x. Okay, we know that it can be greater than equal to 0, 2, or it can be x plus 1 upon x can be less than equal to 2. Okay, this is the ideal information which you must have. Means this thing is also used in GP or AP. Okay, GP in GP, because the terms which we consider are a by r, a and ar and a, like that stuff. Okay, the ratio should be same. Okay, so this, if you know, so what they are telling, if I plot for 2 or less than, means minus 2, sorry, for minus 2, so minus 2 and 2. Okay, so these 2 points must lie inside. Okay, because after this point I will get negative distinct least values, and after 2 we will get positive least values. Okay, so if these 2 lies inside, means they will lie inside, so f of minus 2 should be less than 0. Okay, they should lie inside. If they lie inside, okay, then we can get the integral values of a. The exactly two roots are positive and two roots are negative, then the number of integral values of a, the maximum value is this. Okay, this can be greater than equal to 0, and this is the minimum value. Okay, so for the, means exactly two roots are positive and two roots, so how it can be possible? Okay, if means, listen, there are 4 roots. Okay, if this lies inside the parabola, okay, you can get one root positive and one root negative from here, one root positive and one root negative from here. Okay, so using this thing, so this should lie inside the parabola. Okay, it is a biquadratic. For the each separate quadratic, they will have one positive and one negative, and for this will have one positive, one negative. So this should lie inside the required parabola. Okay, so what condition we had, t square plus 2at, okay, minus 1 should be less than 0. If I put minus 2, 4 minus 4a minus 1 should be less than 0. What we are getting, 4a greater than 3. Okay, a should be greater than 3 by 4. Okay, now for f of 2, what, it should also be less than 0. 4 plus 2a, okay, 4a minus 1 should be what, less than 0. What we are getting, 3. Okay, a should be less than minus 3 by 4. It is telling greater than 3 by 4, and it is telling less than 3 by 4. Is this possible? No. Okay, because we can either have positive or negative roots. Two real roots cannot occur in this condition. Okay, due to this, so we cannot take intersection of these two. Okay, which means 0, no solution. Okay, no value exists. Okay, for in such problems, let me give you a brief summary because this problem can be confusing to you guys. Two roots are positive and two roots are negative. We know its maximum value and we know its minimum. After this, there will be negative value. After this, there can be positive value for this parabola. Okay, for the separate parabola, for if we consider them as a two, they both will lie inside a single parabola. But if we consider it separate parabola, this is a biquadratic equation. Okay, we know its maximum and minimum value. If we get one positive and one negative value, and here from this parabola one negative and one positive value, then what does it means? It means that two positive and two negative, that is the required thing. But for that to happen, this -2 and 2 should lie, okay, should lie inside the parabola. So which is this biquadratic parabola? This is t square plus 280. We don't have separate parabolas, so this 2 means whole 2 points should lie inside the single parabola, which is t square plus 280 minus 1. So that's why I'm explaining this question again and again, so that you can finally understand what is the main cracks of this question. Okay, so 4 minus, I took it here, which got a greater than 3/4. Okay, and I am getting here less than. So how can we take intersection? So no solution will exist. Okay, so 3 is the answer. 3 is the answer. Okay, so we are done in this lecture. Okay, we will see some more questions in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Okay, see you in the next lecture.